wrestler. Some were main eventing, which leaves me lamenting. What's happened to that wrestler? Some since long forgotten, but their memories live on.
WTF! WTF!
Bon qui, je m'appelle Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com, and I am the Culty in the bank. Sassy. And welcome to the WTF Moments from last night's WWE Raw, a Raw that I thought was actually quite good. There were storylines that went all the way through the show, keeping you interested. There was some fantastic wrestling, Cesaro and Ricochet, the main event. I thought they were very good. But who cares about all that positive stuff? We're here for the new championship, aren't we? And it's as ugly as my face. So that's... And we kick things off with the sign that reads, Brock, your spray tan makes you look like an oversized Oompa Loompa. I mean, it doesn't, does it, so? But speaking about Brock Lesnar, somebody needs to tell him that that thing there is a briefcase and not a boombox. It's not like the Culty in the bank, though, because when you hold that thing next to your head, you can bounce to the ounce, you dafty. But when somebody actually does tell Brock Lesnar that's not a boombox, it's a briefcase, they're gonna have to explain what a briefcase actually is, because he's a country boy, he's on the farms, he milks the cows, he's never been inside an office.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And here's a direct quote from Corey Graves, who said, "It's been many moons since I've seen a smile like that on the face of the beast incarnate." It hasn't, like, it's been one moon. Look at him at Money in the Bank on Sunday, man, Corey. He looks like Augustus Gloop, mere seconds after Augustus Gloop saw a massive lake full of chocolate for the first time he's over the moon. Paul and Brock then start to talk about paranoia, and I can't have been anyone to think, lads, that's not paranoia, it's the Usos, down since day one-ish. Two Cultaholic signs at last night's Raw in Albany. Thank you goes out to Lou. It goes out to Ale Juice and Sexton Hardcastle, and also Austin Houston. Next time you go to a WWE event, do what they did up there. Now, I've never realised this before, but during that opening promo to last night's Raw, I saw Paul Heyman's foot cocked in such a manner, I thought he was going to break out into some cabaret. He's the reigning, defending, undisputed Mr. Beast in the Bank, Brock Lesnar. Maggle, 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 maggle. And next up we have Michael Cole explaining what exactly the wild card rules, and he's all like, guys! Michael Cole does cabaret too, doesn't he? Anyway, guys, 4 superstars from Raw can go to SmackDown, and 4 superstars from SmackDown can go to Raw. Isn't it so cool, guys? 4, Michael? Are you sure? Now, I didn't see last week's Raw or last week's SmackDown, so it could have happened then, but I saw the week before, and it certainly didn't happen then. So, Michael, when's it ever been 4 before? You know what I said before about Paul Heyman liking a bit of the old show business and jazz hands? Well, if that anticipation from him was not a reference to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know the film where it has the guy who's got the voice like Nigel Thornberry, and he's speaking about people shivering with anticipation. Sassy. Lord Nelson's trousers, it's a Yeti. Oh, just so you know, in a couple of weeks' time, an international pay-per-view event called Super ShowDown takes place in Jeddah, and WWE are backing on you, not knowing where Jeddah is. It's in Saudi Arabia, which is why they don't want you to know, but now you do, so fight the power. Now, according to the internet, a cyborg is a person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body. Which means the cyborgs from Switzerland must be buggered, because Big Dick Tony, that's his actual nickname backstage in WWE apparently, was caught on camera when he shouldn't have been. It's clear for all to see that before last night's Raw, Big Dick Tony must have been to the bar. It was too easy. An exclusive in-ring interview, eh? How the hell did WWE manage to bag an exclusive interview with Lars Sullivan? I mean, first and foremost, Lars Sullivan is the man that everybody in the world of show business wants to speak to, isn't he? How the hell did WWE manage to grab a few minutes with the man who was one of their independently contracted performers? Don't you just hate it when they try to make things sound bigger and better than they actually are? It's only taken about 7 years, but Jesus Christ almighty, slap my arse and call me Gertrude, Cesaro finally has a theme that fits his character. When I heard that ditty for the first time last night, I felt like I had to stand up, put my hand on my heart, and sing God Save the Queen, because it was spine tingling as my voice leaves my body again. Now I've got to say, I really like the Dean Malenko Swiss cheese remix that Cesaro had back in the day, but when he was a rugby player with the things on his thighs and whatnot, it didn't quite fit him, did it? But now, here we are, we've finally made it, and my heart is soaring with the Swiss Eagle's nest. They had to be taking the piss at this moment, didn't they? Oh, I know, I'm working for WWE. Cesaro and Ricochet are producing sexy liquid wrestling in the ring, so what will we do? We'll put them in a tiny box in the corner of the screen so you can barely see what the hell they're doing. And what's even worse than that, we'll have that B-Tech version of the B-Tech version Sonic the Hedgehog speak over their Grappletons to make it even worse and penetrate our ears with some horrible noises. What the hell were they thinking?
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's a sentence that Corey said before the new championship was unveiled on last night's Raw. Let's hope that new title's more attractive than Mick's wardrobe. It wasn't like.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee. What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
So here we have Renee, who claims that Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, survived that cage match against The Miz at Money in the Bank by the skin of his teeth. Whoa there, Renee, man, it was quite literally the sweat on his back. That wet bastard quite literally turned into a human bar of soap and slipped out of his own clothes, and that needs to be celebrated. It was fantastic. So we now live in a world where the babyface commentator Renee Young is having a go at the babyfaces called the Usos, who have been having so much fun at the expense of the revival she was telling them to get a life. And I just think that's brilliant because WWE are audibly recognising they're done messed up and it's not 1999 anymore, and that stuff just isn't funny. Aye. But then with Renee Young and Corey Graves going, Usos, you and your stupid little things, they're not funny, Michael Cole of all people pipes up and says, but guys, some of it was funny. Oh, how we laughed. Oh my God. Oh my, so fun to watch. So I'm just here to remind you, if Michael Cole of all people says anything in the world ever is funny or cool or hip or hop or happening, it's not. Just to repeat what Dash Wilder said at that moment there, just in case you didn't get it, which you might not have, because an ocean flowed out of his mouth. We just beat the Usos. Now, one of the few things I did catch from last week's Raw was Bray Wyatt's big secret being revealed, and no, dear viewer, it wasn't the fact that him and JoJo were having a beautiful baby Nash. Congratulations, pals. It's the fact that he owns a mask and he's got a split personality disorder. The lovely guy backstage will lure your child in before the guy in the mask will appear and eat them and kill them where they stand. And I think it's fantastic. Well, when it came to Bray Wyatt on this week's show, we basically saw the same things that we saw last week, only with a few more distorted little brats. But despite the fact Michael Cole had a full week to process what he saw on last week's show, he still piped up and said, what the hell was that? I mean, what do you say? Say, shut up, Michael Cole. It all ties together, doesn't it? Come a little bit closer now, will you, Billy? Come a little bit closer so I can reach you with me missile drop kick. I want the whole world to know I cannot reach you with me missile drop kick. The whole world heard, Becky. So, to the big unveiling we go, and let's just start by saying the concept of the 24/7 championship is pissing fantastic. I want to be in bed one night, I want to see my WWE Network app blow up on my phone, I want to see a notification that reads, how Ross... Heath Slater is defending his WWE 24/7 championship inside McDonald's box because Bo Dallas saw him walking there on his own, and Bo Dallas reckons he can take him. He's having a piss, he takes him from behind, he steals the championship. It's compelling viewing. Imagine the things we could see, man. Let's resurrect the spirit of Crash Holly and take this belt all out of the shop. That is Geordie for all over the shop, which is a saying for everywhere. And I know it's not a serious title, so why the hell should it look serious? But Jesus Christ, is your grandmother's car from the 1960s missing a hubcap from one of the wheels? Because I know where it is. WWE's took it, put it on a strap of leather, and painted it a bit gold and whatnot. Now, I don't know about you, but one question immediately came to my mind when I saw that monstrosity there, and that is, why would any wrestler sacrifice their body when that thing there is the prize? I wouldn't want to be seen dead with that thing. Gokwan is spinning his grave, and he's not even dead yet. But I do feel really sorry for Mick Foley right now, because he came out on last night's Raw. He revealed and talked us through something that could be absolutely amazing, but he pulled the actual physical thing out of his Hessian sack and was put through bare times of awkward turtle shaky palm tree, because it looks like something that belongs in the bottom of Community Creations on 2K19 with about 10 downloads, if not 9. Our Cultaholic Heavyweight Championship looks more expensive and classier than that bloody thing there, and we had that made in Pakistan because it was right at the start of the company. We had no money and we did our best, all right. They can't use that excuse though. They've got billions. So we've dealt with the aesthetics of the thing. Basically, WWE would have been better off putting George Mizanin's baked potato, lovely, scrumptious face in the middle of a championship belt, and it would have looked better than that thing there. But let's deal with something that Mick Foley said. I don't know if he meant this to come out the way it did, but he said the 24/7 championship will only be in action, easy for me to say, in the third hour of Raw each week. That's not 24/7, Mick. That's 1-1. We'll have to see what happens with what Mick said there, but surely it can't be true because R-Truth won the new European Championship and he drove the way to SmackDown Live. And that's not the third hour on Raw, is it? But to summarise everything to do with what we saw from the 24/7 Championship on last night's Raw, great concept, horrible, putrid, basic bitch design, awful ruling with the third hour of Raw thing. And then we had that piss and scramble which proved that nobody on the Raw roster wants to own that championship title. Mojo could have got it there, but he ran an EC3 for some reason. Anderson and No Way Jose could have got it there, but he wanted to fight for some reason. Same goes for Gallows. And Titus as well, just walked round the pissing side of them, man. And then we round things off with Mojo once again, and then Eric Young, which baffles my bloody bollocks because the concept of that scramble match was just to retrieve the title. Many of them could, but they didn't. They wanted to fight instead. But then Maggle piped up and said, EC3 and No Way Jose going at it. This is like a main event here. No, Maggle, this is like main event. The only piss and show those lads are allowed to appear on for some reason, apart from last night's Raw. But you know what I mean. So then we have the likes of Gallows and Anderson and Drake Maverick all getting 2 solid hands on that championship belt, but the bell doesn't ring. But when Titus O'Neil gets 2 solid hands in it, the bell rings straight away. Fishy.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
I have no idea how airports work, so I'm going out on a limb here, but Renee Young said that Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, might struggle to get through TSA with his silver spoon in his sweaty mouth. I was thinking, why would he have to do that? He's got a private plane, surely. He's probably got 2. It's not just the WWE superstars, everybody. It's the McMahons as well, and no Audrey McMahon on top of that. It's Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today. They're ready to do something ungodly in the ring, but somebody else's music hits and they are forced to partake in a game of musical statues. They're frozen. There's nothing they can do about it, apparently. But hey, he looks silly, doesn't he? And I'm all here for that. Nobody's like Baron Corbin now, then, forever. Now, I beg my pardon, Sethy Poo, but I think you're forgetting about the most iconic 3-man stable in the history of WWE. 3-man blind, better than the Shield. That R-Truth is a no entry. Why are you driving through it? And of course, the WTF moment might not be that moment there. It's the fact that somebody, somewhere, gave R-Truth a driving license. They should be locked up. So that's it for all the WTF moments from last night's Raw. Solid-ish episode. Horrible belt. Lovely concept though, so who cares what the belt looks like, really? Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.